Greetings. Hi, I'm Dr. Walter Jacobson, a board certified psychiatrist, a spiritual psychotherapist, and a mastery of life mentor. Recently I saw the movie The Big Short. Now, for those of you who aren't aware of what it's basically about the huge stock market and real estate crash that happened in 2008, where millions of people lost huge amounts of their savings and retirement. Right, everything crashed. People lost their houses. People had to go back to work if they were in retirement. People were fired and let go, and then couldn't get jobs at the same pay. Terrible things happened. Now, The Big Short is about the fact that there were a few people who recognized that all these phony mortgages that were based on nothing, that were total junk, and were bundled together and called AAA properties, and were then it was a huge Ponzi scheme of sorts where just tons of money was being invested and traded based on nothing. And these guys, a few people figured it out and bet against all of this. And they're calling it the Big Short. They shorted these investments rather than believing that these investments were good. And then when everything crashed, they made billions, but we, the people, suffered badly. And the bottom line was that the people in power, our government, Wall Street, the mortgage people, the banks, they knew what they were doing, and they didn't care. Now, actually, the movie indicates that a lot of these people had no clue that sooner or later, it was going to come home to roost, and sooner or later everything was going to crumble. A lot of people just thought, "Hey, this is great. We found a way to make a ton of money," and but that it's not going to really come down to causing a huge depression. But a lot of people knew they were playing with fire. But either way, it comes down to either they were incredibly incompetent, stupid people in charge of our economy and our world and our government, and or they were just incredibly corrupt parasites, vultures, and incredibly sick, selfish, greedy human beings. But here's the thing. It's going on. It's still going on. It's happening again. Everybody is doing it again. They're starting to repackage all the crap into these bundles, call it AAA investments, sell them to unsuspecting people, and it's all happening again, and it's all going to crash again. Okay, so when when we're looking at the politics of the United States now, when we're looking at why is Trump so popular, why is Bernie Sanders so popular, it's because they are not establishment figures. Now, the establishment, I just want to say, and I know I'm going out of my range here as a psychiatrist, but the establishment is not your friend. The establishment is not your friend. They have their own selfish interests at heart. So it's ironic and perhaps difficult to swallow that if you want to escape voting for the establishment, your options are two extreme people, someone extreme on the right and someone else extreme on the left. So you got to do what you got to do. But I just wanted you to be aware that, the more we vote for the establishment people, the more likely we are attacking ourselves, sabotaging ourselves, asking to be victimized again. When you look at climate change, that's the same thing. People who are, prophets over the environment, prophets over climate. Let's make a ton of money, and for now, and let's not think about future generations, and ignorance. It's not real. It's not gonna fall in our face. It's not real. Either greedy people who are corrupt, or stupid, ignorant people who don't know any better. But in my opinion, at some point, it's going to be, if not now, it's going to be plenty obvious that the environment is crashing, just like the stock market and the mortgage crashed. Our environment is crashing. Our climate is crashing. And just like so many people, millions of people, were devastated financially by all that was being done. Millions of people are going to suffer in a lot of ways, financially as well as other ways, for this climate ignorance. We, the people, bailed out Wall Street. We, the people, are going to have to bail out all the people who are not taking aggressive efforts to figure out how to curtail the climate debacle that is happening now. Pay attention, my friends. We can't afford to trust the people in power. Can't afford to trust the authority figures, the establishment figures. They've got another agenda, and it's not about taking care of you and me. All right, that's it for today. Take care. Peace be with you. See you next time.